Hello random people on the internet, my name is Banana, and today it has been like 3 long months since the Crystal Hollows update released in Hypixel Skyblock, and we've been getting a lot of news when it comes to 1.0, and just so much news that I've been making videos upon videos about that, getting hyped about it, talking about it a lot. But that's still a while out. They said 1.0 is gonna probably come out in 2022, and they said it may even get delayed to 2023. It's probably not gonna get delayed that far. It seems like they're trying to make it faster than that, but still, that update is a while away. We haven't gotten much news on stuff that is coming soon. So in this video, I wanna talk to you guys about the most likely updates that are going to be coming soon, because we have gotten some things recently that really do tease what we're most likely gonna be getting. So I'm going to talk about that in this video. So if it helps you out, or if you enjoy at all, I'd really appreciate a subscription, because not that many people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. It's free, you can undo it later, and it's really epic. But let's get right into talking about the next Skyblock updates. When the Crystal Hollows Alpha started, they talked a lot about the Foraging update that was planned to come out, and it seemed like in that forum post that that was going to be the next big update, mainly because they talked about it first. It makes sense for the first thing they talk about to be the first thing they release. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like the Foraging update is coming soon. This is because Jay of Armin literally went into the comments and basically said, hey, the Foraging update, it's very early in design, and out of the big 3 projects that we're working on, the Foraging Island is going to be the last of the 3 most likely. So that confirms they're working on 3 projects, including Foraging, that are considered big, juicy, meaty updates, and Foraging is going to be last. It seems like there is going to be a lot of stuff in it, because they really are hyping up how it's going to have unique mechanics. It's going to give new items called cloaks. We don't even know what those are going to do. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be cool in the Foraging update, but it seems like this one is further out than we expected. I imagined this one coming out this year, and honestly, at this point, I feel like Foraging is going to get pushed to early 2022, maybe even mid 2022, depending on how fast or how slow they make updates. But Foraging is probably not going to be the next one. If I were a betting man and I had to guess what the next update is, my bet would be on the Blazing Fortress revamp. If you didn't know, when they came out with the Crystal Hollows Alpha, they basically talked about all the next updates for Skyblock, and they brought up that they want to revamp an old classic, and in reading it, you can tell that they're trying to revamp the Blazing Fortress, because right now, the Blazing Fortress has basically 0 place in progression, because it's supposed to be like the mid-game island. It was supposed to be the thing that you use to get to the end island and get prepared there. But if we're being honest and we're looking at everything that comes from the Blazing Fortress, it all sucks, and there is literally no reason to come here unless you are grinding bestiary or netherrack collection or something for some reason. The Blazing Fortress is just really, really bad, and they're planning on making it a late game island instead of being in this mid game spot. That means that the progression path is going to make you go to the Spider's Den first, and then the end second, and the Blazing Fortress is the third. It's the pinnacle of the combat islands. I don't think combat islands are insanely in the need of an update. I don't think that it is like that huge for the Blazing Fortress to be rushed out with a revamp, but I do think that a new combat island is definitely welcome. I don't think it's necessary, but it would be poggers, is basically my point. So the reason that I think that this is the next update is a couple of things. For one, we don't really know what admins are working on any update most of the time, unless they are very public with what they're working on, because some admins are just very reclusive. They don't want to tell you what they're working on until it's actually out. But the Burminator, who worked on the Crystal Hollows, has recently stated that she moved from the fishing update to the Blazing Fortress update when it comes to development. That is sort of big news, just because no admin really talks about what they're working on, as I said. And then another thing that really points towards the Blazing Fortress being the next update is the fact that Sirius got the brand new Nether artifact added to his inventory. He's selling this talisman, and it's doing stuff in the Blazing Fortress specifically. And every single time that they have done this in the past, it is because that there is an update coming out for something specific. The same thing happened with the Wither artifact getting added to Sirius, and then Floor 7 coming out, and the Ender artifact got added to Sirius, and then the End came out. So it seems like the Blazing Fortress revamp may be the next thing, and we honestly don't know the full extent of this update. They could just rebuild the island, add like some better loot to a magma boss, add a better system for spawning the boss, and call it quits there. Give some higher health mobs maybe, you know? But I feel like this island has a lot of potential for some cool things. Imagine a Slayer against Blazes, Gas. For any of these mobs on this island, having a Slayer would be really cool. Obviously, they're not going to make it super bland. I feel like the updates that they've been doing recently are pretty ambitious. So they have a lot of things that they could do with the Blazing Fortress, because basically it's a blank slate right now. It's pretty empty, pretty boring, and they have so much stuff they could do. They could also implement similar things to like the Crystal Hollows when it comes to the mining area, because you have to go into here and grind glowstone or quartz at some point in the game. And if we're being honest right now, grinding these collections is terrible. I don't think glowstone is affected by mining fortune, so it's one of the slowest collections in the game, and quartz isn't terrible to mine here, but if we're looking at the area, it's just so small, it's so useless, and pretty much every single spot in this island is very small and can't really be effectively grinded. So seeing a whole revamp to this island is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it, and it's definitely going to be super late game. I'm looking forward to a late game island because we haven't had an island that is actually fun for combat since the End update came out, and that came out 2 years ago at this point. So I think the Blazing Fortress will most likely be the next update, but I do think that there is a possible second candidate. The next one is a bit more hush-hush, under lock and key, because I don't think anything has fully been publicly talked about in any Discord or anything when it comes to this update, but that is a fishing update that is definitely being worked on. I've talked about this in another video where I was talking about some future updates in Skyblock, and I was under the impression that this update was going to be something similar to that of the Jacob's Farming Contest farming update, where it upped the level to 60, it added the new like contest system. I thought they were going to revamp some ponds, maybe add some new sea creatures, maybe add some new items, and just make it level 60. I thought that was what they were going to do. Maybe revamp stats, but it seems like we're going to be getting a bunch more from this update. Now, the reason that we do know about this update is because just a bunch of conversations have gotten leaked. Skyblock Nerds conversations talking about a contest of making fishing update ideas got announced in Cowshed on accident by an admin in there, and they weren't supposed to do that, and everyone knows about it now. So that was something that was, I believe, in like August. It was like right after Crystal Hollows when they were talking about those fishing update ideas, and that was Minikloon that posted that. Another thing that got leaked is a bunch of Lost in Space guild chat things from Doctor, because he's in that guild. They don't like their guild chat being leaked, but I'm not in the guild and I got sent these pictures, so who really cares? He's talked about revamping ponds, revamping treasure chants to be something that is actually good, making the treasure chests actually something that is worth fishing up. And the biggest thing for me that makes me think we're not actually going to get a Jacob's Farming type update is one comment that he made that seems to imply that they are making an island. And that comment is basically talking about how there won't be much underwater content. He says that they're not going to spend time making underwater stuff when they're on 1.8. If you look at most of the ponds in the game, not many of them can go underwater that much. You can come over to a fairy pond and get your head like 2 blocks deep. You could go over to the fishing area over here and get a little bit deeper, but overall, there's not much at all when it comes to places you can go underwater. So maybe, just maybe, this update could be the Abyss update that was announced back when the End update came out. Maybe they could finally be making that. But the underwater content comment really does make me think we're going to get a fishing island. And a fishing island is unprecedented in the history of Skyblock. No one has seen a fishing island because they don't exist. There's foraging, there's mining, there's farming, there's combat. There's literally an island for everything, but there isn't one for fishing. So seeing something with fishing, we basically have no idea what to expect, because looking at how the Dwarven mines revitalized mining from just going in a cobble gen and grinding there and maybe doing a couple things in the deep caverns to what mining is now, where it's commissions, it's insane collections, it's progression in the heart of the mountain tree. The mining update with the Dwarven mines was insane. So something similar to that for fishing would be equally insane, because fishing is 100% in the bottom 2 skills in the game according to the community when it comes to just grinding it out. There definitely is a group of people that enjoy fishing how it is right now, but I think fishing isn't that fun, and seeing a revamp of it in the form of an island could be absolutely amazing. A skill tree could pop up on there. They could just completely change fishing to something that is just completely different. We have no idea what to expect from that, and I think it would be really cool. We also know that the Burminator was working on this update, because she did say that she changed from working on the fishing update to working on the Blazing Fortress update. So this could be one that comes out first. But Minikloon is historically a little bit slower at coding updates because he makes those things sick as hell. Doctor's pretty quick with making stuff, so we know Doctor and Minikloon are working on this together, and they make some great things. But it does just seem like with that Blazing Fortress artifact, the Nether artifact that got added to Sirius, it really makes me think Blazing Fortress could be first, but this could totally come out at any time, and I wouldn't be shocked. So definitely let me know down below which of these updates you would be most excited for. I think that they're both going to be really awesome. I think a combat island's going to be more interesting for just content and just grinding in general, because the End island was awesome. But I think the fishing island is a little bit more needed because fishing sucks so much. And I'm doing it right now too, which really sucks. Look at that, fishing 41. Why am I doing this? But definitely leave a comment down below if you think it's going to be one of those updates, or if you think it's going to be something else. Obviously, they could release something like Master Mode Floor 7. I don't really see it happening, but that is always a possibility for an update. Or they could come out of left field and introduce Mining V3. But that's going to be it for the video. I hope it kept you informed. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.